Hey you guys, this is Dawn Marie from Sign Parties 101 and sunrisemarie.com teaching you how to make money with DIY parties. Now today we're making a really simple farmhouse planked sign. It's what I started with all my parties, and they're very easy and hands-on to do, so they're great to use at parties. The first step is finding a 1x4. Now you can use different styles of wood and use a bigger sheet and cut it down into smaller strips, but I find that just getting a 1x4 is the easiest way to go. So I like to use the pine 1x4s. And the one thing that you'll want to make sure that you look for in your wood is that it's not notched out a lot, that it isn't warped and super bendy, and then it doesn't have pitch, which is also known as sap. So this board looked pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a square board with this. And so because these planks are 3.5 inches wide, I'm gonna use 4 different planks to get a 14-inch square sign. So I need to cut 4 pieces of this at 14 inches on my chop saw. Now I have my 4 planks, and now we're ready to cut the back brace so we can attach these 4 pieces together. For that, you get yourself a 1x2 or a furring strip. Now, furring strips are usually a little bit more rough around the edges, a little bit more beat up than a nice 1x2, but for backs, I think the furring strip works just fine. If you want a little bit nicer of a piece of wood, then I would suggest going up to a quality 1x2, but either one works fine for the back purposes. To get the length of your 1x2, I like to go in about 1.5 inches off of each end. So you would take the 14 inches minus 3, which is 1.5 inches on each side, and you come up with 11 inches. So I'm gonna make 2 pieces that are 11 inches for this back. And now we're ready to put the sign together. For this step, you're gonna want something to nail it together, which I use my nail gun and a little bit of wood glue. Now, when you're putting these together, you wanna make sure that you have the back side facing up. So if you have any notches in your wood that don't want to show, you need to have that facing up because the good side is going to be facing down. I think, see right there, see that little notch? I'm gonna put that facing up because I don't want that showing on my sign. When you're putting together a planked sign, you can also stagger these edges a little bit like that to give your sign a little bit of character, but I'm just gonna make them square. So I'm gonna line them up from side to side, and then I'm gonna place a little bit of glue down the back of my bracket. Now, we don't need a ton because we're going to nail it as well. So just put a small bead of glue down the back of the bracket and lay it on your sign. Now, I like to go just a couple inches in from the edges and see how I am about 1 inch or 1.5 inches from each end. They don't have to be perfect because who likes perfection anyways? But even if you get them a little bit crooked, that's totally fine. The main point is that they go across all the boards, and now we're ready to nail down. I'm gonna use my Ryobi Airstrike nail gun, and I'm gonna put 2 nails in each board going down. If you do just one, the sign could wobble a little bit, so we're gonna do 2 nails in each board going down across both sides. There, now our sign is all put together. You can flip it over and see that you have a beautiful farmhouse plank sign. It's as easy as that, you guys. Just a few nails, some glue, and some pieces of wood, and you have yourself a farmhouse plank sign. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.